Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. It's the weekend, which means only one thing. It's time for that weekly news roundup. As always, we will begin with FPGA gaming news, the MiSTer, the Analog Pocket, and well, any other FPGA gaming news out there. And guess what? There are new FPGA devices that are entering the scene. Before we go further in, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. If you wish to support the channel further, I do have a Patreon set up. I just want to remind everyone that we do have timestamps available for this video, so use those to navigate your way around. And let's check out the sponsor of the weekly news show, ℾ𝒾𝓈𝓈, an absolutely awesome NFC project which will let you launch anything via NFC. It's freaking amazing. Make a card, tap it, launch a game, amazing. And finally, guys, check out London's best arcade, Free Play City. Let's do this. Let's kickstart this week with a little bit of news on the SuperStationOne. Nothing major. We do know that the SuperStationOne is in mass production, beginning with the transparent blue shell. So if you've ordered that, likely you will get that one first. But Jacobo here says, "Hi Ⅎ𝒾𝓈𝓈, due to SuperStationOne in mass production, are we going to get the dock before 2026? So imagine that you get the SuperStationOne and you get the dock alongside with it. Ⅎ𝒾𝓈𝓈 responds, "It's possible, but it would require the next motherboard version to be without any issues. The shell mode is undergoing revision right now." Taki, I do hope everything goes well, and I do hope some people get not only the SuperStationOne, but they also get the Super Dock by the end of the year, therefore completing their holiday season. Ho, ho, ho. This brings me excitement, guys. So here from RCA Victor Co, also known as Raki, an absolutely awesome developer that has brought a number of arcade classics over to the MiSTer FPGA. This post from them saying, "Last month I spent time working on MiSTer, specifically a V9958, GP9001 and Taito C-chip. The C-chip core should be completed this month. I may be able to send this core to other developers for verification and request cores for Taito games using the chip." Guys, this is really, really freaking awesome. So just doing a quick Google search before anything else on the C-chip, some of the games that have the C-chip is Rainbow Islands or Rainbow Islands Extra as well. Absolutely banging. Then we've got Bronze Adventure. Not sure what that game is. I'll have to look at that later. But no, this one here, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Taito Superman. Something that I played a lot in the arcade and absolutely love. Then, okay, don't unsubscribe. Operation Wolf, one of the best light gun games out there. In fact, I completed it on my Commodore 64 with a freaking joystick. That's how dedicated I was with that game. Then Well-Fired or Space, pardon me, Well-Fired Space Invaders 86. Sorry about that little cough there, guys. I am coming down with something, but man, paracetamol is helping me today. Going over to System 16, we can see Operation Tiger is a game that also uses the Type C chip, right? So interesting stuff there. Over here on this website here, which I found on Google, capsoft.blogspot, they are showing, there you go, the Taito C chip and what it looks like. And people down here obviously talking, mentioning straight here Operation Wolf and Rainbow Islands as well. But what's really cool here is going over to System 16, we can look at some of these games here on the hardware that Superman is on, which is Balloon Brothers, this game here, Daisenpu, as well as that Gigantes Superman. An absolute banger of a game, guys. I don't know if this is the greatest game. I'm not sure if it's like brilliant as far as gaming goes, but I played a lot of this in the arcade. The machine for this was popular and you could play 2 players in it. It went like from a side scroller where you fly a little bit straight into like a horizontal shmup, an absolute banger of a game. So guys, maybe you want to ask yourself, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Superman. So absolutely amazing work from Raki as per usual. Always doing stuff that surprises us and helps other developers. So really look forward to whatever games we get implemented. But yeah, I so look forward to getting Operation Wolf, Superman, and Rainbow Islands. Again, this doesn't mean we're going to get this or get this anytime soon, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. Let's check out this here, a new product from MiSTer Addons. So this is the Reflex Prism, as the title suggests, digital video to analog video converter. Now, initially when I saw this, I thought it was a downscaler as well. It is not. It converts like for like. So whatever you put in via HDMI digitally, it will convert it to an analog signal. So what this is for really is if you've got a high quality CRT monitor, for example, something like a 720p or a 480p or even higher, I think they do go higher, you can then convert modern consoles, even stuff like the PlayStation 5, over to a CRT. And there's example pictures on the actual page. So as well as that, guys, what's really cool is if you've got a MiSTer FPGA setup that's dual RAM and you don't have the ability to output via analog simultaneously, well, this solves that issue. You can use this to output to a higher quality CRT. So there are many different use cases for it. There is a way to go lower as well, potentially 480i or 240p, but it does involve the use of other equipment. So if you are interested in this, it's sold out straight away. I did a dedicated video on this, and when I wanted to do the video, it was in stock. By the time I sat down to film it, it was out of stock, but you can pre-order it. An estimated release window or shipping window will be this month or next month. So maybe this is something that you're interested in. If this is the kind of thing you want and you've got the hardware, it seems to be a very good device. It's been rated very highly from people within the retro gaming scene. But I wanted to show some other stuff that MiSTer Addons is doing. So the very popular MiSTercade V2 kit, which is MiSTer, what is a MiSTer Jammer arcade compatibility thing that you can stick into an arcade, and it just makes the arcade experience a lot easier. There's a full explanation down here for anyone that wants it, but it's a very popular item, and from what I understand, one of the most popular ones out there for this kind of solution. So if you were after a MiSTercade, you know what it is. It's currently in stock if you did want to get one. So full kit V2 is available, and I thought this was interesting because when I was looking at the stuff, I saw the yard sale part. So this one here has random bits and bobs, literally is a yard sale, and you can maybe find something on there that you are after and you can buy it from MiSTer Addons. It's completely up to you, but it's nice to see like a little bit of diversity there. So some stuff there. I guess MiSTer Addons is a bit of a hoarder. He's hoarded a whole bunch of stuff and now he's offloading it via his store. So interesting stuff there. But the main thing here, guys, is this over here, the Reflex Prism, a new item that sold out straight away but is available to pre-order. In this section of the video, we're going to talk about the unstable nightlies and the test builds that have been released in the last week, as well as a few updates to the MiSTer main, the PlayStation Core, Game Boy Core, SNES Core, Mega Drive Core, Sega Master System, PC Engine, 32X, and a system called TI-994 have received either update to nightlies or test builds. So if you want to get the latest and the greatest, head over to the MiSTer FPGA Discord server to the channel's test builds and unstable nightlies and try out the latest. Are you a brand new owner of the Analogue 3D, and are you someone that doesn't either have a Nintendo 64 handy, or you don't have the soldering skills but you do have an EverDrive and you're feeling a little bit gutted because you've got it but you don't know how you can get your EverDrive working? Well, guess what? The guys over at Recollect 64 have you covered, right? So they've featured this article. The original source is actually Crix's forums, but this is where I found it. I find it via an X post which led me to this article, and all you need is a resistor. Yes, just the resistor connected between 87 and ground. So initially, where it was recommended to either solder to or have original N64 hardware around to stick the flash card into, you don't need that now. You can get a resistor and you could bend the pins in place and you can stick it inside the EverDrive, insert the EverDrive once into your Nintendo 64 and then check it again to make sure it's working. It's a solderless, completely reversible solution to this potential issue that has arisen. So anyone out there with an EverDrive, you can't solder, no issues. You don't have a Nintendo 64, no issues. A 10p resistor is all you need and a little bit of bending, and then once you do it, you can pull it out and your EverDrive is, well, exactly as you left it. Really good. Love to see this stuff from the community and finding solutions to problems that may give people potential headaches. This Friday just gone, but the Friday before that, so a week back on Friday, Analogue put out an update for the Analogue 3D version 1.1.9, and this brought with it some improvements. We went through the release notes previously in a dedicated video, but some users reported that their Analogue 3D, when going into the OS, parts of it were broken. Some of the images were broken, and there were some issues with that. Not in game. When you were in game, everything was okay. It was just in the OS. Well, rest assured, Analogue are looking into it, and hopefully there'll be another update that will resolve the issue that some people are experiencing. This isn't an issue that everyone's experiencing, because some people came on and said, well, I've updated and I haven't had an issue. Some other people said, well, I've updated and I have had the issue. Some people even went down a firmware and then went up a firmware and it still persisted. So rest assured, Analogue know about it and do expect a fix for this in the future. In the meantime, if you do have a broken OS, no worries, get around there, go into your game and your game is okay, play and have fun. This tweet here from 8BitDo. So the 8BitDo 64 Bluetooth controller Classic Grey is available for pre-order on Amazon now. Get yours, and guess what? When I click on the link, it takes me to Amazon USA, and you can see it is available there at $44.99. I have to say, I do like that color because, well, it reminds me of a Nintendo 64 controller. But here's the funny thing, when I get a Nintendo 64 controller, I want to get one of those transparent colors. So I guess when you're buying like a remake of the controller, you want the original color, but when you're buying the original controller, you want a different color. I guess we are never happy. But guess what? Boo, 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 boo. I checked on Amazon.co.uk, which is my normal one, and guess what? It is not available there to pre-order. I actually bought one of these. It was a little bit cheaper. It was like £29 something. That's the one that I have. But yeah, it's not available for pre-order in the UK just yet. Hopefully it will be available to pre-order for us folk that want to get it over here. But in the meantime, you guys in the USA, you can order this, or if you want to pay additional money for it to get it to the UK from the US store, well, that's up to you. But either way, it's available for pre-order. An interesting Reddit post here. So Analog 3D custom label guide for ROM cards. So do you have a flash card like an EverDrive or a summer card, and you want artwork displayed on the Analog Pocket showing you exactly what you have on your cartridge? Well, guess what? Now you are covered. Great work from the community, and this is what's really, really cool. We get new products, but it's the community making those little quality of life tweaks and changes that make the user experience better. Now, this is completely superficial because when you load the game's going to load. But hey, looking at one of their previous posts, you can see they've got their EverDrive in here. Look, got my custom label working for my EverDrive X7. So that's what they've stuck on their EverDrive X7. And guess what? They can see that on screen as well. Again, completely superficial. But hey, if you want everything to be uniform and you want the cart to match what you've got on screen, or you want the curtains to match the rug, well, guess what? There are options there for you. A big thank you out to the Analog 3D community. Some good news here concerning the Analog Pocket and the PlayStation core. So this is still a work in progress core. It's something that's not running at full speed. However, it doesn't stop P-Gate1 from pushing updates and trying to improve what they already have. So this has received some updates as far as frames per second go. There's also an option added there to skip movies, because previously any game that you tried running on this, if it had like an FMV, it would crash and it wouldn't go any further. Well, now it does. So this here, like the improvement here in frames per second, say you're running a game at 22 frames, or you're running a game at 20 frames, sorry, and then it goes up to 22 or 23 frames, you have got an improvement of 10 to 15% in the frame rate, but it's still less than half the speed of a game that runs at full speed at 60 FPS. However, it's always interesting to see this. I love testing it out. That's why I did a dedicated video yesterday. Now, this is the final update, at least for now, that P-Gate1 is doing to the PlayStation on FPGA, and they are moving on to another core, which is going to be the NES core. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the NES, because we have a fantastic NES core already for the MiSTer and the Analog Pocket, so we're eating good with NES. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what P-Gate1 brings to the table. There's someone that I see as someone that like to just challenge themselves. So they want to make their own call. They want to make their own call and they want to play their call. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what they bring. But in the meantime, guys, if you do want to mess around with this work in progress PlayStation core, well, you can. You know, the GitHub link is available. You can put it on there. The games do need to be like tweaked a bit. You need to remove the sound, and they are as .img files, so not straightforward to run, but either way, very, very interesting to check out. So yeah, good luck P-Gate1. Love the work that you've done so far and look forward to all your future works, whatever they are. The Game Bub, a project that I have personally backed and I'm so looking forward to now. Originally, this was supposed to release in February 2026. It has now been pushed back to May because some issues were found with the screen and they need more time for production. So again, it's not something I'm really disappointed with, because I'd rather they get the product perfect, then send it out with something that may be considered subpar. So I've kind of forgotten about it. That's what I do. I order stuff and I forget about it. And when it turns up, I get excited again. The main time I get excited is when I get that notification saying that it's being shipped. Then I get a little bit impatient, thinking, come on, looking at my door, waiting for the postman, even though it's probably a courier and not the postman, but never mind. But some of the stuff here, there's an article on Metal Game Solid, which just kind of breaks the stuff. Well, the biggest thing being here is the screen has gone to a variable refresh rate screen, which is 60 Hz, but it can also do plus 10 or minus 10 as far as the hertz go, or the refresh rate goes. So this should eliminate any stuttering or screen tearing. As well as that, there are some other changes to the design. I'll leave this post linked in there. This is an abridged version, but if you do want to check the original post, it'll be linked in here as well. But yeah, all the best, Eli. I'm waiting for you. Can't wait to get this. Well, I can wait to get this now because there's a delay. But yeah, GameBub, looking forward to it. If you're unaware, it's a horizontal shaped FPGA gaming handheld that's completely open source. Out of the box, it comes with Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. But guys, it's open source. Cores can be ported to this. Original cores can be developed for it. So that's something I'm very, very much so looking forward to. Just like the Analog Pocket, it has a dock as well, so we can connect it to a big screen and play it that way. So do I need another handheld? Probably not. Did I order it? Yes, because I love this stuff. So this has been doing the rounds on the internet. Now, I haven't had a chance to check this out yet, but you guys let me know, is this legit or is this AI? I'm not exactly sure. So over here on this Reddit post, this was posted on Shenmue Dojo forums, and they've got a link to that forum. Please be real. This has so much hype in it. Damn, and I have no idea whether it's real or not. So some of you guys, please educate me. Let me know, is this AI? Is it real? I have no idea. Some AI is becoming very, very realistic looking. If I was a gambling man, actually, I don't even know. I have no idea. So yeah, let me know what you think. Shenmue 4, like, I played the Shenmue games, but I know people liked them a lot more than I did. I never got back into them properly back in the Dreamcast days, but I know they were fantastic games with a lot going for them. But yeah, remember the forklift part where you get a job? Good stuff. So yeah, guys, want your feedback below. Legit or not legit? Real or fake? AI or is it legit? Just let me know. And who doesn't want a video game where you go and wash dishes? This really, really pleases me. So a week or two ago, we had a look at TimeSplitters Rewind, where fans have made something and they've received a blessing from the IP owner to go ahead with the project. TimeSplitters Rewind is excellent. I played it. I absolutely love it. What a great game. Can't wait for it to get out of early access. But even now in early access, it is great. You should play it now. It's free and you don't need a top of the range PC to run it. It's very well optimized. But looking at this, Unreal Tournament 2004. Now, I wasn't a big Unreal player. I played like a bit of Quake 3 mainly on the PC, but I did play an Unreal game. Can't remember which one it was on the Sega Dreamcast. I loved it on the Sega Dreamcast. But going here, this is something that the fans are working on. They're working together to give it like a good modern feel or compatibility with modern devices. So it'll be working on PC, Linux, it'll be working on Raspberry Pis, Mac OS, and it has its own custom launcher, which when you run it, when you run the executable, it has all the patches, it just runs. So they've made this easy. But the beautiful thing here is it has received a blessing from Epic. Epic are happy for the fans to go ahead with this and make this project a reality. So I'll leave a link to this post, which has all the links to the sources, as well as joining the Discord server where you can become a tester and try this out. So if you played this back in the day and you want to get back into it, it looks like it's coming back in a big way. And honestly, absolutely love it. There's so many different companies out there where if you look at their IP in a wrong way, a dead IP no less, that they haven't used for decades, they will come after you with their lawyer ninjas. But it's nice to see something like TimeSplitters Rewind getting a blessing, and now Unreal Tournament 2004. And I can only see this as good PR for the company. Now, all of a sudden, Epic have gone up in my book for giving the fans this and not putting up resistance. So absolutely awesome. Let me know what you think. Did you play a lot of Unreal Tournament 2004? My biggest Unreal Tournament experience was, you guys are probably going to laugh, but I really liked it on the Dreamcast. I played it a lot on the Dreamcast. I thought it was fantastic. But yeah, I mainly played like Quake 3 on the PC when my brother had like a PC. But yeah, going off point, Unreal Tournament 2004 coming to like modern devices, PC, Mac and Linux in a big, big way. Make sure you're ready for it. Really, really cool here from J.N. Martin, the same person that brought us Mario Kart 64 from the Nintendo 64 over to the Dreamcast. Their latest work, Star Fox 64 Dreamcast port, out today. So it is publicly available as of 14 hours ago. So if you want to grab this for yourself, well, go grab it for yourself. And here it is in action from the channel here, the Sega Guru. So looking at this running on the Dreamcast, absolutely superb. Love it when this stuff gets ported over. Something I will try and check out later. Unfortunately, I don't have a Dreamcast. I'll be running this via an emulator, but nonetheless fun to check out. So if you have your Dreamcast kicking about and you were always envious of your friends with their Nintendo 64 playing Star Fox or Lilac Wars as it was known in my region, well, guess what? Now you can play that game for yourself on your Sega Dreamcast. I'm sure it will bring some improvements with it, but yeah, it's out, guys. Amazing stuff here, guys. Remember Splatterworld, the Japanese only prototype that got dumped recently and it was preserved? Well, guess what? Not like just a month goes past and fans have fully translated it into English. It is available now. So if you have the prototype ROM, you can run this patch on it, which will turn it into the English language. It means you can play this 8-bit Splatterhouse RPG and enjoy it in your native language if your native language is English. So great work. Absolutely love what fans do. First it gets found, preserved, dumped, and then it gets translated. Absolutely amazing. So go enjoy Splatterworld now, especially if you like turn-based RPGs and a little bit of horror. So guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then a subscription and a like is always super duper appreciated. Be freaking awesome to one another, and yeah, see you guys around. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.